All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have, to be quite honest with you, one of the best trades I have seen in quite some time. It is literally straight up Ben Simmons for Rudy Gobert. Now, I want to add real quick, I think personally this trade is completely money. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think, but most importantly, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I appreciate you guys so much. We're still kind of I'm still trying to appeal this whole demonetization thing with YouTube. I don't want to talk too much on it. Just graduated college though, so you're definitely going to be seeing a bunch of videos all summer. So let's get started, man. Utah receives Ben Simmons. Brooklyn receives Rudy Gobert. I actually got this trade from Mock Trades on Instagram. I'll just kind of break down the background here. So the Nets are growing frustrated at this Ben Simmons saga, who wouldn't, per Bleacher Report, with Simmons already causing problems and the Nets being swept in the first round, which is hilarious. My Chicago Bulls had more playoff wins this year than the Brooklyn Nets with 2 Hall of Famers. It wouldn't be a surprise if the Nets decide to trade Simmons this summer, since either Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert will likely request a trade. A Simmons for Gobert exchange may be the best option for both teams. So, yeah, you essentially have you kind of have like 2 unhappy franchises. I don't know personally if Utah actually that might not be fair. You have frustration on both sides. You know, obviously with Brooklyn, they're frustrated with Ben Simmons. Why the hell did we trade for you? Why? Seth, you're cool. Andre, you're cool. But like, Ben Simmons was the piece in this trade. Like, you're giving away James Harden, one of the best scorers of this generation, and you got a guy who didn't play at all. And if you ask me, this is something I preached all season. Ben Simmons, to me, he's a nightmare, dude. His mindset is a nightmare. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is. I saw a tweet from like 2017. Some guy was saying, you know, he's not even going to finish his rookie contract in Philadelphia because he's going to force his way out just like he did at LSU. The one contingency is this: 25 years old. He's super young. You know, career 15, 8-8 player. He's an all-defensive team. He's an all-NBA caliber guy. Like, this is an all-star. Ben Simmons is an all-star. And even with his poor, just embarrassing, if I'm going to be blunt here, embarrassing mindset, he's still a hell of a basketball talent. And if he ever figures out this shit going on in his head, he will be money. He already is money. So at this point with Brooklyn, it's like, you can get Rudy Gobert, all-star, depoy, center, who's on a not the best contract, 5 years for $35.3 million, but what did we realize Brooklyn needs in the offseason? What did we realize they needed? Dude, we've been preaching this all goddamn season, but there was thoughts that, you know, some people thought KD and Kyrie were going to be enough to, you know, win it all. You need defense. You can't have a bottom 10 defense and expect to win a championship. That's not how that works. Nicholas Claxton's dope. I don't think he'll be on Brooklyn next season. Let me know if you disagree. But either way, Rudy Gobert is a massive upgrade. And to be quite fair with you, the way I see it, Ben Simmons is a guy who, you know, the ball should be in his hands. You know, I get, you know, he's an enticing power forward, but his passing skill, his ball vision, or his court vision, like his ball handling, like his passing skills, like he can drive, like he's a really talented player just outside of shooting the basketball, and he needs the ball in his hands. So I already had some, you know, questions where it's like, I felt like when we saw Ben Simmons play with the Brooklyn Nets, I thought basically what would happen is you would see him almost in a Russell Westbrook role, but, you know, it would be net positive because he's an elite defender, unlike Russell Westbrook. But Ben would need the ball in his hands. Well, so do Kyrie and KD. Yeah, you know, they want to be set up. But I had some concerns with the way that offense was going to run. The defense would have been improved, still not enough to win the championship, probably enough, you know, to advance to the second round, although, you know, the Boston Celtics are a really talented basketball team, so, you know, that's very contingent. So if I'm Brooklyn, and this is a possible trade, this is probably something I would do immediately. I would do this the first day it is possible. I know Ben Simmons just had successful surgery, and I'm really rooting for him in his career, but let's be real here, man. His tenure in Brooklyn's already been tainted. It's already been tainted. And when we look at Utah, you have a really weird situation going on, man. You got like this team that is just in the regular season, the last 5+ years, they've been so dominant. And they have talented players. Mike Conley, you got Bogdanovich, you got like, great defensive players who can knock down threes, Royce O'Neal, like Clarkson off the bench. You've got a really solid team in Utah. So if I'm Utah, I don't want a full-scale rebuild, because what is there one thing that we have learned, especially with a small market team? So I'm looking at Sacramento, I'm looking at Minnesota. Those two teams, 10 to 15 years, have been stuck. They've been stuck as a bottom team in the NBA. And the reason being is when you go into a rebuild, you have to get lucky. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, if you want to get the first pick in the draft, yeah, you could have the worst record. Still, it's not a 100% guarantee. You still have, like a 14% chance. So, if I'm Utah, I'm not rebuilding one bit. And if I had to pick Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell, I think it's pretty obvious I'm going with Donovan Mitchell. So, you get Ben Simmons, help ease some pressure off of Donovan Mitchell. I don't know quite how, the offense would look. I don't, the whole Mike Conley situation. I love Mike Conley. I think he's a dog, but I don't think he would really have much of a place in Utah. Obviously, you would have to fill that, center gap that you're losing with Rudy Gobert. The good news is there's a bunch of dudes out there in free agency this year. Off the top of my head, I think, DeAndre Ayton, I know he's restricted, but I don't know if Phoenix is going to be able to pay him. You got Nurkic going out there. You got, like, Miles Turner's on the block. You got, even guys like Andre Drummond if you're just trying to fill a quick role. There's options out there. So I think personally, if I'm Utah and I have the ability to get Ben Simmons for Rudy Gobert, I think that's actually quite a real value, great trade. So let's look at some of these lineups here. This projected Brooklyn lineup would be Kyrie Irving at the 1, which is what he should be. Seth Curry at the 2, Joe Harris at the 3. Joe's, one of those guys you know me, I'm a Bulls fan, kind of fantasizing with the idea of the Bulls getting either Joe Harris or Duncan Robinson. I know they're on just not ideal contracts whatsoever, but to get a shooter like that, that's something I don't think Joe Harris will remain in Brooklyn next season, so maybe that 3 spot's going to be up for grabs. But number 4, you got KD. Number 5, you got Rudy Gobert. That's 3 All-Stars right there. I mean, that's a playoff team. That's a home field top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. No matter how good, how deep the Eastern Conference is getting and looks, that's a top 4 seed. That's a top 4 seed. Looking at Utah, let's see Utah. Yeah, this is not it, bro. This is not it. You got Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Ben Simmons, Hassan Whiteside at the 5. That's not what the starting 5 would look like, but it kind of gives you a, just kind of a rough estimate of how both of those 2 starting lineups would look if a trade like this were to go down. So let me know what you guys think down below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button as well. Appreciate all the love you guys have been giving me all year. I can't wait, man. It's going to be a fun summer. So, yeah, drop a comment down below. What's your thoughts? Ben Simmons for Rudy Gobert swap.